You know what the problem is? People think power is something you get handed. Like one day you wake up and the world just decides, yeah, this guy, he deserves it. But that ain't how it works. Power ain't given. Power is taken. Carved out of the world with your own two hands. You look around, you see people walking through life like ghosts. No direction, no fight, just waiting. Waiting for what? A break? A sign? Somebody to save them? Let me tell you something. Nobody's coming. Nobody cares about your sad little story. Nobody's losing sleep over your struggles. The world ain't built for the soft. It's built for the ones who refuse to be stepped on. You either make a move or you get moved. That's the game. You ever see how people act when you got something they want? Smiles, handshakes, all that sweet talk. But the second they don't need you, you remember it. That's the first lesson. People don't love you, they love what you can do for them. And when you stop being useful, they throw you away like yesterday's paper. So tell me, why are you still crying over the ones who left? They showed you what they were. Believe them. Your power. Stop believing in other people. It ain't in their approval, it ain't in their apologies, it ain't in making them feel what you felt. Power is when you don't need any of that. When you walk away and leave them choking on your side. You know why people fear men like me? Because I don't ask. I take. I don't wait. I move. I don't beg. I decide. And when you carry yourself like that, they don't know what to do with you. They expect you to break, to bend, to come crawling back. And when you don't, when you stand tall like nothing touched you, that's when the fear sets in. See, everybody's got their little fantasies about power. They think it's about being the biggest, the loudest, the one who talks the toughest. Nah. Power is quiet. Power is when they feel you without you having to say a word. When they see your name and it makes them nervous. When they hear your voice and it makes them sweat. That's real power, not the noise. The presence, you think you're stuck? You think you're at the bottom? Let me tell you something. The bottom is where the strong move. You sit there thinking you got nothing left. Nah, what you got is freedom. No chains, no weight, no leash around your neck. That means you got nothing holding you back. That means you can do whatever you want. And when you realize that when you stop waiting for permission to be who you are meant to be, that's the day you start walking different. That's the day you stop looking like prey. But you gotta be ready. You think stepping up don't come with a price? You think people are gonna let you rise without trying to pull you back down? No, no, no. They're gonna come at you. They're gonna test you. See if you really mean it. See if you really got what it takes. And that's when you either step up or you fall. That's when you find out what you're made of. And trust me, most people, they ain't made of much. But you got a chance, a choice. Stay down or get up. Fade away or be unforgettable. The world don't owe you nothing. Respect, power, fear, all of it. You gotta take it, or somebody else will. That's just the way it is. So what's it gonna be, huh? You ever notice how people love to talk about loyalty until it's their turn to show it? They swear they got your back, swear they'd never switch up on you. But when the time comes, when it really matters, they fold. Every single time. And that's the second lesson. You don't put your trust in words, you put it in actions. You watch what people do when there's nothing in it for them. That's where the truth is. See, people only stick around when it benefits them. You stop being useful, you stop existing. And that's fine, that's the way the game works. But here's the part that makes you dangerous. You gotta stop taking it personal. They did you wrong, they turned their back on you, so what? That's not weakness, that's a gift. They saved you time. They showed you what they were before you wasted more of yourself on them. That's not a loss, that's a win. And you gotta stop sitting in the past, reliving the pain like it's a movie you can't turn off. You think that makes you strong, carrying all that weight? Number, it makes you a prisoner. You're shackled to ghosts, holding on to people who let go of you a long time ago. You want to be free? then let it burn. Let the bridges collapse. Let the doors close. And don't go back knocking like some fool looking for closure. The only closure you need is realizing they don't deserve another second of your time. You know what separates the ones who make it from the ones who don't? It ain't talent. It ain't luck. It ain't who they know. It's mindset. It's that fire inside that won't let them stop, won't let them settle, won't let them break. You either got it or you don't. And if you don't, then you better learn real quick. You ever seen a man who lost everything? I mean, really lost it all. No friends, no money, no safety net, just him and the dirt beneath his feet. You know what happens in that moment? Either he curls up and dies, or he decides right then and there this ain't where it ends. That's the moment that separates kings from nobodies. Because when you got nothing, that means you got nothing to lose. And when you got nothing to lose, that's when you become unstoppable. But here's the trick. You can't let the hunger fade when you start winning. Most people, they get a little taste of success and they slow down. They start feeling safe, feeling comfortable. And comfort, that's a killer. That's how you lose everything you fought for. You gotta stay sharp, stay ruthless. You gotta remind yourself every day what it took to get here and what it'll take to keep it. Because the second you relax, somebody hungrier than you is coming to take it all away. And don't think for a second people won't try to take it from you. The moment they see you rising, they're gonna come for you. Not because you did anything to them. Not because you wronged them. Just because you made it and they didn't. Just because you proved them wrong. Just because you remind them of what they'll never be. You don't gotta do a damn thing to make enemies in this world. All you gotta do is succeed. So what are you gonna do when they come? When they start whispering, start scheming, start throwing dirt on your name? You're gonna cry about it? You're gonna try and prove them wrong? Waste your energy explaining yourself to people who already made up their minds. Number, you let your success be the answer. You let your silence be the knife. You walk into every room like you own it, like nothing they say can touch you. That's what drives them crazy. Not your anger, not your revenge or indifference. Because the second they realize they never had any real power over you, that's the second they start feeling. You want to be untouchable? You want to be someone they can't break? Then you got to stop caring what they think. You got to stop looking for approval. You got to stop waiting for somebody to tell you you're enough. The only person who needs to believe in you is you. And once you understand that, you'll be dangerous in a way they never saw coming. So stop playing small. Stop acting like you're just another face in the crowd. Stop waiting for permission to be great. Take what's yours. And when you do, don't apologize for it. You ever notice how the world respects the ones who don't ask for permission? The ones who take what they want without hesitation. That's because confidence is the rarest currency out there. Most people walk around like they're waiting for the world to tell them who they are, what they're worth. But let me tell you something, if you wait for the world to hand you value, you'll be waiting forever. You set your own price. You decide what you're worth. And if they can't afford it, if they don't see it, that's their problem, not yours. You don't lower yourself to fit inside somebody else's idea of you. You don't shrink just so they feel bigger. No, you stand tall. And if they can't handle the weight of your presence, that's on them. See, most people, they live small because they're afraid. Afraid of failure, afraid of judgment, afraid of what happens if they step outside the box they've been put in. But fear is just another leash, another chain designed to keep you in line, keep you obedient, keep you waiting. And you ain't built for waiting. You ain't built for taking orders, for playing the game by somebody else's rules. The second you realize that, you stop being just another name. You become something different, something dangerous. And here's the real truth. Nobody hands power to the ones who deserve it. If life was fair, if effort alone got you what you wanted, everybody would be winning. But look around. That ain't how it works. Power goes to the ones who have the stomach to take it. The ones who don't flinch when it's their turn to step up. So what's stopping you? What excuse are you still holding on to? The past, the people who did you wrong, the moments where you came up short. You think any of that matters? You think the world cares about your reasons, your struggles, your justifications? It doesn't. It only cares about results. Either you make it happen or you don't. Either you step up or you get stepped on. And don't start thinking you need to explain yourself to anybody. That's a waste of time. People will see what they want to see. You could lay out every detail, show them every sacrifice, every sleepless night, every ounce of blood and sweat, and they'd still come up with some excuse for why you don't deserve it. Why it was luck, why it was easy, why you had an advantage. Let them talk, let them whisper. That's all they got. Because at the end of the day, words don't build empires. Action does. That's another thing most people love to run their mouths. But when it comes time to move, they freeze. They overthink. They hesitate. And hesitation, that's what kills more dreams than failure ever could. Because hesitation is the moment where you had a shot, but you let it slip away. Because you were too busy thinking about what could go wrong instead of making sure it went right. Let me tell you something, there's no such thing as the perfect moment. You're never gonna wake up one day and suddenly feel ready. You just have to do it. You just have to take the shot, make the move, step into the unknown. Because the ones who hesitate, they spend their whole lives watching other people take what they want. And if you're sitting there thinking, what if I fail? You're asking the wrong question. The real question is, what if I never try? What if you spend your whole life wondering what could have been? What if you wake up one day and realize you never took your shot and now it's too late? That should scare you more than anything else. You want to win? Then stop thinking like everybody else. Stop playing it safe, stop waiting, stop asking, stop doubting. Make a decision, own it, and move. And if you fall, if you stumble, so what? Get back up and go again. Because the ones who keep getting back up, they're the ones the world remembers. They're the ones who make it. And they're the ones who make sure everybody who doubted them has no choice but to watch. You ever wonder why most people never make it? Why they spend their whole lives in the same place, doing the same thing, waiting for something that never comes? It's simple. They never learned how to bet on themselves. They never figured out that the only way to get what you want is to take the risk, take the hit, take the leap. See, people love to talk about their dreams. They sit around telling stories about what they're gonna do, what they're gonna be, how they're meant for something bigger. But when it comes time to move, to actually do something, they freeze. Why? Because deep down, they don't believe in themselves. They don't think they got what it takes, so they wait. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, the perfect opportunity. But that moment never comes. Because perfection, that's just another excuse to stay still. You think the greats waited for everything to be just right? You think the ones who made it to the top sat around waiting for a green light? Number? They moved. They started before they were ready. They took the hits, they made the mistakes, they learned on the way. That's the difference between the ones who make it and the ones who don't. It ain't luck. It ain't talent, it's action. Most people, they got this idea in their head that failure is the end. That if they mess up, it's over. But let me tell you something, failure isn't what kills you. Hesitation is sitting still, is wasting years waiting for some magic moment that'll never come. That's the real thing. You gotta stop waiting for permission to be great. You gotta stop looking around hoping someone's gonna validate you, tell you it's your turn, tell you you're ready. You're ready when you decide you are. But that's the problem, isn't it? Most people don't want to make that decision. Because once you decide, once you commit, there's no one left to blame. You can't say it was bad luck. You can't say the timing wasn't right. It's all on you. And that kind of responsibility, that scares people more than anything. So they stay in the shadows, they play it safe, they make excuses, convincing themselves that life dealt them a bad hand, that they never had a chance. But you know what? Life ain't fair. It never was. And if you sit around waiting for it to be, you'll die waiting. You don't get what you deserve. You get what you take. You get what you work for, what you fight for, what you refuse to quit on. You think anybody's just gonna hand you a throne? You think the world is just gonna open up and let you walk through? Remember, it's gonna test you, it's gonna push you. It's gonna hit you so hard you feel like you can't breathe. And in that moment, you got two choices. You either lay down and stay down, or you get up and show the world you don't break. You ever notice how people love to count you out? How they act like they know your limits better than you do? They'll say you can't do it. That you're not good enough, not smart enough, not lucky enough. And you know what? Let them talk. Let them bet against you. Let them laugh. Because one day you're gonna prove every single one of them wrong. But not if you stay where you are. Not if you keep playing it safe. Not if you let fear hold you back. You ever heard the saying, burn the boats? That's what real winners do. They don't give themselves a way out. They don't leave an escape plan. They commit fully with everything they got because they know there's no turning back. And that kind of hunger, that kind of desperation, that's what makes people unstoppable. The moment you decide there's no going back, that failure isn't an option, that quitting isn't in your vocabulary, that's the moment you become dangerous. That's the moment the world starts paying attention. Because most people, they don't have that in them. They leave the back door open, just in case things get too hard. They let doubt creep in, let fear slow them down. But you ain't most people. And if you want to prove that, you better start acting like it. Nobody's come to save you. Nobody's come to do the work for you. Nobody's gonna wake up one day and decide to give you everything you ever wanted. It's all on you. And once you understand that, once you stop waiting and start moving, that's when everything changes. That's when you stop being just another face in the crowd and start becoming something real, something undeniable. The world doesn't owe you anything. But if you're willing to take it, to fight for it, to push through every wall standing in your way, then one day they're gonna look up and realize you were never meant to blend in, you were meant to take over. You know what's funny? Most people spend their whole lives looking for a sign, waiting for something or someone to tell them it's time. But the truth is, there's no sign coming, no perfect moment, no green light. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is you. You got all these people out there playing it safe, keeping their heads down, hoping life will throw them a bone, but life doesn't work like that. It doesn't reward the ones who wait, it rewards the ones who take. The ones who step up, who make moves, who refuse to sit on the sidelines while everybody else runs the game. So ask yourself, what are you waiting for? What's stopping you from taking what's yours? Fear? Doubt? The opinions of people who don't even matter? Let me tell you something, fear is just an illusion. It's a wall built inside your own mind, and if you let it control you, you'll spend your whole life trapped, watching other people live the life you were too afraid to chase. They take risks, they make decisions, they step into the unknown because they understand one thing: the world doesn't happen in comfort. You want to be better, stronger, more powerful? Then you better get used to being uncomfortable, because every step forward is going to come with resistance. Every time you level up, there's going to be something trying to pull you back down. And most people, they give in. They get scared. They stop pushing. And that's why they stay exactly where they've always been. But you got a choice. You can let life push you around, or you can push back. You can wait for someone to hand you a shot, or you can take the shot yourself. And yeah, it might not work out the first time. You might stumble, you might fall flat on your face. But so what? You get back up, you adjust, you keep moving. That's what separates the ones who make it from the ones who don't. It ain't about talent, it ain't about luck, it's about persistence. Most people are too weak to keep going when things get hard. That's why the road to success is so empty, because most of them quit before they even get close. But if you've got the heart, if you've got the guts to keep pushing, to keep fighting, to keep moving no matter what, then there's nothing that can stop you. And the best part, one day, all the people who doubted you, all the ones who left, all the ones who laughed at your dreams, they're gonna have to watch you succeed, watch you rise, watch you become everything they swore you couldn't be. And in that moment, you're not even gonna care, because their opinions, they never really matter. So what's it gonna be? You're gonna keep sitting around waiting for life to hand you something, or are you gonna get up, take control, and show the world exactly who you are? The choice is yours. Always has been.